Jack L. High's The Nazi and the Psychiatrist, Hermann Göring, Dr. Douglas M. Kelley, and A Fatal Meeting of Minds at the End of World War II, Kindle edition 2013, is a chilling and thought-provoking exploration of psychology, power, and the human mind in the aftermath of war. L. High, a historian and journalist, reconstructs the extraordinary relationship between Hermann Göring, one of the highest-ranking Nazi leaders, and Dr. Douglas M. Kelley, the U.S. Army psychiatrist assigned to evaluate Göring and other Nazi officials during the Nuremberg Trials. The book begins with the collapse of the Third Reich and the capture of Nazi leaders. Göring, once Hitler's second-in-command, is imprisoned alongside other high-ranking officials awaiting trial for crimes against humanity. Into this tense environment steps Dr. Kelley, a brilliant and ambitious psychiatrist determined to understand the psychology of evil. Kelley's mission was not only to assess the mental fitness of the defendants, but also to probe the deeper question: what kind of minds could conceive and carry out such atrocities? L. High's narrative style is gripping and investigative. He draws on Kelley's notes, interviews, and psychological evaluations to recreate the conversations between doctor and patient. The atmosphere is unsettling, as Göring emerges not as a caricature of evil, but as a complex, charismatic, and manipulative figure. Kelley, fascinated and repelled, finds himself drawn into Göring's world, struggling to maintain professional detachment while confronting the enormity of his crimes. The climax of the book builds around Göring's psychological profile and Kelley's growing obsession. Göring, articulate and cunning, attempts to justify his actions, presenting himself as a patriot rather than a criminal. Kelley, meanwhile, becomes increasingly entangled in the intellectual challenge of understanding him. The resolution is tragic. Göring ultimately cheats justice by committing suicide with a smuggled cyanide capsule, leaving Kelley haunted by the encounter. Thematically, The Nazi and the Psychiatrist explores the intersection of psychology and morality, the allure of power, and the dangers of intellectual fascination with evil. L. High emphasizes that Kelley's quest to understand Göring was both groundbreaking and perilous, raising questions about the limits of empathy and the risks of engaging too deeply with destructive minds. For modern readers, the book offers insights into the psychology of authoritarianism, the complexities of justice, and the ethical dilemmas faced by those who study human behavior. It reminds us that evil is not always monstrous in appearance. It can be charismatic, persuasive, and disturbingly human. At its core, The Nazi and the Psychiatrist is about the fatal meeting of minds between a doctor seeking understanding and a criminal seeking justification. L. High insists that their relationship reveals not only the psychology of one man, but also the broader challenge of confronting evil in history. The book is both a historical account and a psychological study, making it a compelling contribution to literature on World War II, justice, and the human